Are you living life on your terms? Our next guest says you have the power to choose the kind of life you want to live, but to do so, you have to pause and listen to the dreams in your heart. Press Pause Moments, essays about life transitions by women writers, is a collection of stories by 36 women writers. The book was compiled and edited by Anne Witkavitch. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, Jocelyn. Thanks for having me.
I assume that the catalyst for this book was your own life?
Yes, it was. It was actually a particular moment when I was in my 40s, around 43 years old. I had been working in the corporate world and I had 2 small children, and I realized I always wanted to go back to graduate school, and I decided to go back for my master's in fine arts in writing.
Now, you chose women writers.
Yes.
Why women writers in your book?
I think because I had actually, I left the corporate world after getting my degree and kind of set out on my own with my own goal to become a woman writer. And I realized that women shared stories with each other, and that was a big way that they got the courage to go on with what their dreams and goals were, and to take a chance and take a risk and do what they wanted to in life.
And so other women can read this book and be inspired. You don't have to become another writer.
Absolutely not. The stories vary across the board, from widowhood, women dealing with breast cancer, women dealing with aging parents, women who decide to go back to school themselves or leave the corporate world, go on their own, leave entrepreneurial life, go back to corporate life. So it really is across the board.
These are women making changes.
Making big changes.
And what people don't understand is that we all make changes, a lot more than we think we make.
Yes, we do. We have transitions throughout our life, and that was very important to me with the book, that it represented not just, a lot of people think it's middle age, kind of that big transition we all go through, but it's really from the time we're born. We're always transitioning and doing something differently and finding out who we are and how to move forward.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought I was going to be a doctor. Now look what I'm doing.
I was going to be a doctor too.
You
See,
were?
yes.
Okay. But we all have aha moments, don't we?
Yes, we do. We do. Aha moments are those times, and I think you have to really be paying attention to yourself and knowing yourself. That's something that Press Pause is all about. Women tend to get very much into all the different things they need to manage in their lives. They multitask all the time. And it's all about taking that time for yourself, stepping away and thinking about what is it I really want to do, what are the goals and dreams I've had, and then formulating that plan to be able to move forward and figure out how to do it.
But you got to find that moment when you say press pause.
You have to find that moment.
You have to be more introspective.
You have to be introspective, and you have to be paying attention. And you have to be paying attention to things that maybe are going to be a surprise for you, and you might not have known about yourself, or something that's changed about you at that point in your life, and being able to accept it to move forward.
All right, so what should you be looking for?
What you should be looking for is, well, number one, time to yourself. So I love to take walks. That's one of my greatest activities I do for clarity. But you need to really be paying attention to your passions. You know, what are you really passionate about? And understand that that might change over the course of your life. Different points in time, you have different interests. The other thing is, what is truly your purpose? I think everybody has a purpose in life, and it's something that they want to fulfill. For me, it was having a voice and giving an opportunity for other women to have their voices heard. And then you have to know what your priorities are. If you have the passion, if you have the purpose, if you have the vision, you have to make those decisions of what's the most important thing to move forward with.
But it can be frustrating when you're not really sure what your purpose is.
It can be very frustrating, and the process can be lengthy. For me, it's taken a few years, and I wrote actually a post on a blog recently about patience, and it was something I realized I did not have any patience, and I thought all this transition and change would happen in a matter of a year, and that I would have failed if I didn't do it in 12 months.
We have very little time left, but what is your advice for women?
My advice for women is to find those opportunities to step away from life. And I don't think it's a one-time thing. I think you have to maybe quarterly think about times to take away for yourself. Try something new. Put yourself at risk. Think about, if you really look at opportunities to do what you want to do, what can you gain from that? We tend to focus on the negative. You really need to look at what are you going to take away from that.
Very good. Again, the name of the book is Press Pause Moments, Essays about Life Transitions. Thanks so much, Anne.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.